Welcome back everyone. Today we are going over the numbers. How much it has cost us so far to build our future Airbnb slash family vacation home. Let's get right into it.
So if we start from the beginning, the very first money spent was on design. We had to do a wetland study because we have wetlands on the property. That was $1,500. We had a survey done. It was mostly in order to site our well in the proper place. We had to get some corners marked. Septic and well design, that was $500. Attorney fees, $250. We designed our own cabin.
We drew it up on a gridded paper, exactly what we wanted. The only thing we couldn't figure out how to make work were the stairs was still taking up a small footprint. So we hired an architect and she cost $3,500, which was super reasonable. For an architect, I think normally it would have cost more, but because we did take the time, we drew it out exactly how we wanted it.
We drew it up and then gave it to her to finish off. Typically architects are like 7 to 10% of construction cost, so ours was significantly lower than that. Plus we designed it in a way that it didn't need engineering. Another thing, cost savings.
She was by the hour instead of by the percentage of the home value.
Total cost for all design, $6,500.
Okay, so permits. The building permits for the house and shop were $3,500. The permits for the well, septic, and clearing and access was $500. So with all of those total, it was $4,000.
So we got our design, we got our permits, then it was time to do some site work. First thing we did was clear and grade the site and add a access road in. It was quite a bit of work. We had a few different times of clearing and grading. One to add a road where we later changed where the road was going to go, and then another couple to just clear the site completely just for in preparation for the building. So for clearing, grading, access road, and we threw down some rock and threw in some conduit and different things just for site prep. It was $15,000.
And the well, if you watched our well video, you already know that that cost us $18,000.
The well was 230 feet deep, so 18 grand was pretty good actually. Okay, so after we got the well done, we did septic. Our septic system is a 4-bedroom drip field system. We're only building a 2-bedroom place, but we want to have room for more buildings in the future without having to upsize. That septic system was $24,500. So after we got our septic in, we did our electrical service. We left that out of the permits cost for the other stuff because the electrical service, the permitting was wrapped up in the design from PSE, which is our power provider. They had to upsize a transformer. We had to install 300 feet of conduit. They ran a big fat wire down that conduit and then hooked it to our shipping container. So out the door for the electrical service, it was $3,500. That included the permitting and the service and everything.
Foundation was $13,000, which was actually a really great deal. Jordan called around and got quotes from 4 different people.
Yeah, quite a few bids.
Wasn't the highest like $24,000 or something?
26,000.
26. So $13,000. Good job, babe. Our framing
Was by far the biggest expense.
It was. So the wood alone was $60,000.
Insane.
Which is insane. If we would have waited, what?
A year.
A year. It would have been like $25,000 less.
Yeah.
But
whatever. everything else has gone up since then, so we're glad we just didn't wait. Like for example, conduit. The 3-inch conduit that we put down the driveway, when we bought it, it was $25 a stick. Now that same stick is $90. Because we thought, man, maybe we should have waited because framing lumber came down. But everything else went up, shortages and everything. It's just insane. So I think we made a good call just by rolling through this thing.
Okay, so that was our lumber cost. To have my stepdad and my brother frame it was $17,000.
So $7-8 a foot is what they charged us. We were lucky to have, family be able to do it, and it was cheaper than if we hired, some randoms on it. Spec homes go for like $5-6 a foot, and then customs can go anywhere from $8-10 to however many dollars a foot.
So the framing cost with lumber and labor was $77,000.
What am I saying? No, I'll say it. Okay.
I'll say it.
So after
no.
So next up is windows. We went with black frames, vinyl windows, black, but we wanted to do black on the inside, black on the outside, so just like a full black window. because a lot of companies, they offered white on the inside, black on the outside. It was more expensive to do full black. So keep in mind, if you want to do black windows, if you do white interiors, black fronts, they're going to be cheaper. We had this big open area facing the water, you know, so originally we wanted to do like a wall of windows that kind of was like
a
20
bifold.
foot. But those cost about $1,000 a foot. At least they used to. They probably cost $2,000 a foot now. I wouldn't be surprised, or $1,500 a foot now. So instead, we decided to put a post in the middle, beam, and then 2 just traditional sliders to get the same kind of feel, but for like a fraction of the cost. We had 3 sliding glass doors, and then a bunch of windows, black frame with mistakes, because we misordered a few windows. Actually, it wasn't our fault, it was their fault. But with those mistakes and everything,
But we paid for it.
yeah, with those mistakes and everything, the windows came out to $10,000. Okay, so that's it. That's where we're at right now in the project. The house is built, it's framed, it's got windows installed, septic well, all the site work done, it's got power to it, all that stuff is done. Grand total from the beginning, all the design and everything, all the money that went in the early days when it was just a dream, to now. Can you guess the cost?
Our grand total for everything we just stated, except for the land cost, was $171,500. But I would probably add on like $4,000 in random things.
Yeah. So about 175 grand is what we've spent right now. And that's pretty high, but if you look at all the site work that we had to do, and the well and the septic and the electrical and everything, 175 grand-ish, that's actually still pretty good.
Yeah.
For what we're doing. So
I mean, it costs what it costs.
well, we're trying to do it on the cheap, but we're also doing it to be a really nice place. It's going to be low maintenance and one that we're able to just kind of enjoy, rent out, and use for our family.
The way we've lived our life is like, ever since we've been married and before we got married, our home is furnished from OfferUp stuff, Craigslist.
We always try to do work ourselves to try to save money, but right now we're at a point where it's like either spend your money or you spend your time. Not that we have more money than we have time, but right now we just don't have a lot of time. In order to make money, I have to work, so I just can't be over on the island every day. I gotta work, and we gotta pay people to do work.
If you're interested in how we're affording this project or financing it, leave a comment below, I guess. That's how people do here on YouTube. Because if it's interesting to you, then we'll happily share it, but if not, then we won't. It's none of your business.
We always like to know how people are financing things, and we're interested in cost. Not everybody covers cost in their videos, so
Yeah.
we try to keep it transparent, just so then people who want to do it know what to expect, you know, and how much they're expecting to spend.
It's important too, because Jordan, in his job, he sees people every day get totally screwed on small home projects when they hire a handyman. I mean, not always, but there's a lot of people who pay an arm and a leg for like
a $50,000 deck or something.
Yeah.
$7,500 water heater. I've seen that.
Yeah,
for sure.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So we just, I don't know, we like to know, and we think it's important to share the information and share the knowledge, because when you're doing something like this and it's new to you, you're vulnerable, you're trusting strangers for the most part. You know, not everyone has connections, or
for sure,
you know.
And we do have connections, but since we're building on an area that we don't live, and we're building in an area that we don't really know all that well, we've been kind of trusting people. And you know, the key is to get multiple bids, talk to people on the phone for test their character a little bit, and just so you get a good idea, because you know, if you have a gut feeling about someone, it's probably accurate, except for the con artist type who can really convince you that they're, you know, super awesome, and then they'll screw you. Okay, so wrap the video up. Let's get out of here.
It's our anniversary.
Oh yeah.
Guess how many years we've been married?
Comment below.
If you guess accurately, you will get